says trust Jesus. Now, don't think too highly of me. That was a prison decision. I was sitting in prison trying to decide what to let that nice Aryan Brotherhood gentleman put on my neck. When he says pick a tattoo, you pick a tattoo. My thought process was somewhere along the lines, well, what's the most ironic tattoo to have when I get to hell? I think trust Jesus covers it, I really do. There's going to be a whole section of us in hell with religious tattoos going, this is some bullshit. Damn it. I'll be like, oh, hi, Dad. What are you doing here? You don't have any tattoos. Oh, you run the place. Right on. You must have married into that gig. I'm like, yeah, bitch. No, yes, I have been to prison. I've been twice. You know, when you first get to prison, you hear some pretty interesting things like sleep on your back or I will. And you learn terms like, well, it's only gay if you push back. Yeah, I'm not gay. You know, I have false teeth, so I made my way through prison just fine. Yeah, I get in there and I meet my bunkie. It's a bunkmate or person you share a cell with, sometimes called celly. And I'm thinking those words bunkie and celly seem kind of feminine for prison terms. But I meet him and he drops his pants and it's just in shock. And he's like, well, don't worry, you only have to suck half of it. The back half. He told me his name. Demetrius Johnson. Fortunately, I didn't get his little brother, Detenius. Would have made prison a little easier. Yeah. Sometimes I get asked after shows if I found God in prison. I always have the same answer, you know. No, why? What'd he do? This time. I bet his best friend turned him in again, didn't he? 30 or 40 pieces of silver doesn't go as far now these days, does it? No. You know, that first trial, they really crucified his ass. That whole purgatory background came back to nail him in the end. Yeah, sometimes I wonder what Jesus would think about some of our holidays. You know, you take Halloween, for example. I don't think he'd care for it. And not because of the paganistic aspects of it, but because every time he tries to grab a handful of candy corn, shit just hits the ground. He has the same problem with Valentine's Day and those little candy hearts. Basically small candies. Jesus can't hold them. He has holes in his hands. That's that joke. Now, first time I took a shower in prison, I learned a valuable lesson. It wasn't don't drop the soap. It was don't go in there with Mr. Johnson's in there. Now, that wasn't his name. That was his description. Mr. Johnson was a 60-something older black fellow with a cock that banged off his kneecaps. Like a fucking bell ringer. Ding, ding, ding. And he showers every Tuesday and Thursday. Avoid those nights. I don't care how big your dick is, you feel inadequate compared to that motherfucker. What can you do with that, really? Just scare people in prison, I guess. See, I was married. I'll be divorced 18 years this year. And I've been to prison. See, I've been married once and to prison twice. Because sometimes you only make some mistakes once. But I hear people compare marriage to prison all the time. And they say, man, marriage is just like prison. I'm like, oh, hell no, it's not. Prison's so much easier. Because in prison, when your wife cheats on you, you just shank that motherfucker and throw a Snickers bar on the pillow. The next new guy comes in and you're remarried. That fucking easy. That fucking easy. Yes, I was divorced. I am divorced. I was married. It's 18 years this year. It'll be 8 years happily. It was about 8 years ago I got a phone call from her now second ex-husband. I'll let that one sink in for a second. Her second ex-husband called me and he says, man, you're never gonna believe what this bitch did. Fucking try me. I married her first. Well, she's been cheating on me. She's gonna leave me. And when I stopped laughing, I said, you know, I waited 10 years for this. I told you so. And he became one of my better weed dealers. I say better, but you think a dude that stole your wife and kids and knocked $5 off a sack here and there. cheap back then. We had good weed, don't get me wrong. It's just expensive. I guess every dollar I gave him was just like paying child support, only they gave me weed back. So. Weed in exchange for taking care of my kids. Yeah, I do have kids, 2 of them. I have a daughter. She is 21 years old. I just found out the other day that she got married a few weeks ago. Yes, that's how close we are. But she was always a straight A student all through school, you know, National Honor Society. She had 4 years marching band. She actually marched in the Rose Bowl parade. Yeah, she had 17 scholarships. Her whole first year of college completely paid for. And she went into the Air Force, and now she's Air Force Intelligence. So it just goes to show you can't drop them once. I mean, 8-month-olds are squirmy, and I caught her on the first bounce, so no harm, no foul. I mean, she's only 5'1", but I don't think that was my fault. Could have been. She don't like it when I tell that joke. I don't care if she don't talk to me. If I'm joking about it, it's okay to laugh about it. I promise you. So I have Crohn's disease. I've had it for 30 years. It's a shitty disease. Pun intended, pun intended. And Crohn's, you know, I've heard every term there is for, you know, taking a shit, dropping the kids off at the pool, taking a leak, taking a whiz, you know, all the good terms. And I think they're all old and archaic at this point. I really do. I think it's time we update them. I mean, it's 2018, right? It's a digital. We're in a digital age. I propose from now on we use, wait for it, logging out and streaming. Right? Right, think about it. Your bathroom conversation at your buddy's house has just got a lot more interesting. Hey man, can I use your restroom? Well, what are you doing? You logging out or you streaming? Because if you're logging out, I need you to use the upstairs with the plunger and the spray, because your shit stinks. Like, yeah, I know it did. I once let a walk-in fart on the school bus that cleared that whole motherfucker off. Driver included. I was in the back seat, they was hollering at me to open the windows, and I was just laughing. I gotta suffer with this disease, so do you. Fun stuff, fun stuff. I've had some surgeries. I'm not as high as I look. I'm a lot higher, but I had my face reconstructed. Came with a life lesson. The life lesson was 37 is too old for a house party full of early 20-somethings. Yeah. The night started off fucking great. Beer pong, right? Won 3 straight games. These little fuckers kicked me off the table. Then next to me, they set down 150 lemon drop Jello shots. I'm not sure how many of those I had, but I remember looking at them like it was a drunk Miley Cyrus at 3 a.m. I better not do this. It's probably a bad decision, but fuck it. I'm gonna do it anyway. And my last memory of that night, I'm standing in the driveway talking to a gay black friend of mine. Now, why I mention he's gay and black has no bearing on the story. I just like to illustrate the diversity of my friends. Standing there talking to him, and the next thing I know, I'm handcuffed to a hospital bed going, what the fuck happened to me? Well, turns out I got hit in the face with something. I got a plastic eye socket and a titanium nose now. So I always look high, and every time I breathe in my nose, I feel through my artificial tear duct a nice cold breeze. It's fun when you blow your nose and it sprays your eye. Yeah, that's fun. I enjoy that. There's a couple different types of surgeons too. You have very serious surgeons you can't joke with, and then you have the ones that think they're fucking comedians. When I had part of my bowels resected at 17 years old, I'm in Riley Hospital for Children. You know, it's a teaching hospital. And in with the surgeon, morning after surgery, there's like 5 gorgeous students, all in their early 20s. I'm 17-year-old male. Surgeon comes in, he grabs the top of my blankets and goes, ta-da! And then he starts to peel off the bandage. Like, what the fuck was that ta-da for, doc? Laying here naked, all these girls. It's cold, girls. Luckily I had a catheter in it, actually made it look a little bigger. I was happy that they waited till I was out to put that catheter in, and that realization hit me that I'm not going to be out when they take it out. She did that like starting a fucking weed eater too. Oh shit. Glad she went fast. I kind of think that would have sucked worse if she went slow with it. I don't know, maybe she did a little dance first. No. I have a son also, or at least I think I do. He's about 6 foot tall, 200 pounds, so I might need a DNA test on that one. But he's 18, he'll be 19 in May, and the day before he turns 19, he's shipping off to the Navy. I'm quite proud of him. But I didn't get to see him for a while, and I was on 6 months of house arrest last year. Big surprise. You know, police called it drug deal, and I said it was just independent distributor in the pharmaceutical industry. You know, tomato, whatever. Yeah. I sold some drugs to an informant. Thought he was a friend. I could talk about it now. I've been convicted and served my time. Fuck it. He also had Crohn's disease. He called me up one day and he said, well, I say he called me up. He called me like 12 times that day, fucking bugging me. Like, man, find me something. I just had surgery. I'm hurting. I'm doing a brake job on this car. Well, I should have remembered that he does brake jobs on the police officers' cars. Because when he came and picked up the 2 Suboxone strips I found for him, he said, they should be giving me a medal. I'm keeping people off fucking heroin selling them Suboxone strips. You don't know what those are. Saving lives out there. I'm out there saving lives. Give me a fucking medal. Not a jail sentence. Anyway, when I walked out to the car, he pulled up in not knowing it was an undercover police car full of very good fucking cameras. I could no longer deny it when I saw the pictures they had, and you could zoom in on the fly that was buzzing my head and see the tattoo on its ass. Like, no, that's pretty much me. I can't deny that one. What are they offering? 6 months of house arrest. Where do I sign? Yeah, that sucked. I did a show at my house. My son came. Austin. She's looking for an Austin. No Austin. Try again later. Where was I? Oh yeah, my son. He came and he did a couple jokes. He talked about his first experience with a beer bong. Now this looks like the type of crowd that has some practice with a beer bong, maybe once in their lives, twice. He told me, Dad, I was worried about it, but it ended up going down easier than my mom. Could have been more proud of him. And I asked him how he did it. You know, he said, well, I just poured the beer in, they lifted it up, and I drank it. I said, oh, you bonged 2/3 of a beer and 1/3 of a beer of foam. And I proceeded to start to explain to him how you get the foam out of a beer bong before a switch flipped in my head and said, you're telling your underage son the proper way to abuse alcohol. Not your best parenting moment. Maybe she was right to keep him away from me for those 5 years. Although if she hadn't kept him away from me, he'd have known the proper way to bong a beer the first time. That much. He's a good kid. They're both good kids, despite being mine. Yes, I'm probably the reason a detective knocked on Brent's door. But that's okay. I scare neighbors all the time. I have a trial coming up in a few weeks. And yes, I'm going to get rid of this. I go in front of a jury with this beard. Are you crazy? That's a fucking guilty sentence. Because I'm from Brownsburg originally. You know, and it didn't take me long growing up in Brownsburg in the 70s, 80s, and 90s to realize the name of that town was a hell of a lot more ironic than descriptive. You know, at least Whitestown was front about that shit. You know what you get when you get there. Brownsburg is a little tricky. No, but I got into stand-up because of my Crohn's. And spent a lot of time in Riley Hospital for Children, and I watched a lot of comedy, and comedy always made me feel better. I've always watched it, but I really feel like it helped me heal. It gave me a positive attitude, a good outlook on life, and I think laughter helps us heal. That's one of these days I'm going to grow up, and I'm going to do that. I want to give back that laughter and that healing I was given. And it's nights like tonight and places like this. I just got to thank everybody for not feeding my fucking addiction to the laughter and the applause. I'm Larry George. That's my time, y'all. Enjoy this Elvis impersonator after one more. Larry George, everybody. Wasn't that great? Yeah.